So the market couldn't hold on to the gains this morning, in part because Marco Rubio threw a wrench into the tax bill, declaring his non-support unless there's more money carved out for child care. But even before that news hit the wire, stocks had given up much of their gains as large funds and investors released what they call their 13th filings. Now, these filings, commonly referred to as beneficial ownership reports, which include any person who's directly or indirectly has shares in voting power or investment power in these companies. And typically, it's when the ownership is 5% of voting class stock that they have to file it with the SEC and share it with the general public. So today we learned that some big funds sold large portions of stocks, including many in the retail space. Remember, these retailers have gone up pretty big, and that kind of helped to explain the weakness in retailers after an otherwise spectacular report on November sales. Highlights from that report include a 1.2% month-over-month jump in furniture and building, along with gardens. And of course, that explains the never-ending strength in Home Depot shares. Sporting goods recovered, as did clothing, something to keep an eye on. Overall, I think it was a great number, and I also think it bodes very well for the holiday season, although the bears are out there arguing that these numbers pulled from December. By the way, Internet continues to outpace the overall retail space, 2-to-1, month-to-month, and over 100% year-over-year. But I think the gap is starting to slow just a little bit, and you can actually witness some of that because after the close, Costco, they reported their recent sales, and online business climbed more than 43%. By the way, brick and mortar comp sales up more than 10%. It is just a monster juggernaut. So the retail sales report was so powerful that it got the Atlanta Fed to lift its fourth quarter 2017 GDP estimates. Remember, yesterday I said it was 2.9%. Now they see 3.3%. And by the way, I think that's still a low number. Now, it remains to be seen what happens with this GOP tax bill, but I think the idea that it would be anticlimactic was dismissed today when all these major indices closed at the low point of the session. Now, make no mistake, the economy is already on the move, but investors are rightfully salivating for an instant jump in corporate earnings. By the way, small businesses bracing for a new tax plan as GOP leaders hammer out their final details with the House and Senate, both agreeing to cut both the corporate and individual tax rates. Many small business owners wonder, well, what does that mean for them? Joining me now, Karen Kerrigan, President and CEO of the Small Business and Entrepreneur Council, along with John Bradford, CEO and founder of PetScreening.com and North Carolina State Representative. Karen, let me start with you. Give us a sense, because we saw NFIB data out earlier this week that shows small businesses are extremely excited, extremely optimistic. Do you see that as well?
Oh, yes. It's a very, very favorable environment right now. The NFIB report is backed by a lot of the other reports that show that optimism is very high, in fact, historically high levels. And that's enabled by, I think, a stronger economic climate as well as a more favorable policy climate and what's to come.
So with respect to let's shift to North Carolina, the retail, the real estate industry. Again, that's a state that's been growing by leaps and bounds and probably will as you see these so-called stalled states become even more expensive. Is that are you seeing the same sort of thing in your business as well?
Yes, in North Carolina, things are great. And in my small business, 10 years ago, I left corporate America to pursue my small business, and we've grown to over 30 employees. And this year, I launched a new tech company because of the confidence that I have in my employees. And these tax cuts are going to help business owners perform and invest in their businesses, and they're going to grow. And this is something Washington needs to do, and they need to do it soon. They need to do it before Christmas.
Well, what do you make of the idea, though, some of the things that are bogging it down? And Marco Rubio saying that this is a tax bill for rich people and rich corporations. Do they not get the benefits for small businesses, John?
Well, with the small tax deduction that they're talking about, you know, hardworking Americans know how to spend their money much better than Washington. And as a state lawmaker in North Carolina, there never is a perfect bill. And so what we need to do is we need to do something, and we need to do something now. And let's let small business owners take those monies and reinvest them and let them make their decisions because they know what's best. Washington doesn't.
Karen, we see a lot of surveys out there showing that the consumer is optimistic as well. Are you starting to see that also with small businesses? Are consumers stepping up? Are they showing that same optimism with their wallets and pocketbooks?
Well, yes, they are. I mean, look we've had, 2 great quarters of growth, 3.0% or higher, which is great. But we do need tax reform, I believe, in order to sustain that growth, to fuel that growth. And consumers are even going to step up more. And businesses will invest more. And that's really, really critical. for wage earners. It's critical for the economy. Again, just for sustainable growth. I mean, the big picture here is growth.
Right.
And everyone's feeling that. I think customers and small business owners are as well in terms of their optimism.
All right, John and Karen, it's always great to hear it from people who really know, who live it. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.